It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd. I hope all of you are having an amazing, beautiful Wednesday. Shana Tova Umetuka. That's what we say in Hebrew. That means Happy New Year. Have a sweet and happy New Year. It is the start of the Jewish New Year tonight. So I am prepping for that. I am not hosting tonight. My sister is, but I've got some cooking going on. And I did crowdsource in the Facebook group and got some really good ideas for some veggie side dishes. So I'm making a veggie and a pasta. And I have to pick up my kids early because then they're out of school for the next 3 days. Or 2 days, I should say, 2.5 days. So it's one of those kind of days. I'm also dealing with a little bit of a skin condition. I know it sounds bad. I swear it's not herpes. It is my eyes. I have some sort of ectopic. Did I just make up that word? What did my dermatologist call it? Dermatitis. Something dermatitis. I've talked about this before where my eyelids are itchy. And then I text with my dermatologist and he said, oh no, this is periorbital dermatitis. It's a type of eczema around the eyelids. So I'm working on fixing that, but I can't put any eye makeup on because it's so irritated and I want it to heal. So I am really trying hard to, heal it, which is why I feel like I look sleepy hollow today. I just feel like I don't look myself. I miss my eye stuff. Hi, welcome everyone that is here for the first time. We have some stories to get into, some breaking news, of course. As always, we're going to touch on Diddy, which is, I don't like saying anything about touching Diddy, but that's just what I used. And then, of course, we will talk about RHONY last night that came in swinging. I loved it. I thought it was an amazing opening episode. Curious about you guys. Everyone sit tight, get cozy, be happy for the next hour. Get those fingers going in the comments, whether you're watching live or in the replay. This is Daily Dose of Donna. Okay, welcome first timers. We got a few first timers today. Hello, Michelle. Welcome to you. Do you guys remember, is that a Howard Stern thing? Longtime listener, first time caller? I loved Howard Stern. I used to listen to his interviews on the daily. And then the most recent time I listened to him was the John Cena interview. I listened to it just a few weeks ago because, I'm going through my John Cena obsession. I've kind of moved on to Adam Brody. But I still always love a little John Cena in my life. I still have to finish because, I can't start a show, get 3 seasons in and not finish, but I do have to finish my Bella Twins show. On a personal note, I can't believe how you guys came out and supported yesterday's show. When I tell you, oh, Mark has a good question. He said, Donna, Adam Brody or Craig Conover. And when I tell you that it's Sophie's choice, okay? It's like, I'm between a rock and a hard place, but the positive of it. I'm between a pillow and a comforter. Maybe I am. I don't know. Who would I choose? Okay, I'm going to say both are taken, including me, guys. By the way, I'm taken. Just so anyone doesn't know, this is all in jest. I am very, very happily married. Everything's fine here. So I would say this. I love that Adam's Jewish. I think Craig is an incredible business. I'm going to say if I was seriously single and I had the option between Adam Brody, real life Adam Brody, not the character in the show, I'm talking real life Adam Brody and Craig Conover, I'm going Craig. And the reason is, I'll tell you why. The reason is because Craig Conover, to me, he's an entrepreneur. He's not interested in being an actor. I can't do actors in or out of bed. Remember I told you about the guy that cried every time we would sleep together? And yes, I'm not saying that it was crying because he was depressed. I think it was just like he was so in touch with his feelings. I just couldn't. Actors are a little bit too some of them are a little bit too like artsy fartsy for me. It may be too much. Craig, oh yeah, Craig is my pillow. Craig is my pillow because he makes the pillows. Craig would make our house so beautiful. I think Craig would set a life up for success. There would never be so many like ups and downs and the dramas and you know what I mean? Like I just think Craig is I'm gonna go Craig on this one. I really do believe that Craig is gonna be the one for me on this one. Sorry, Adam. Love you. You did a great job. So, okay, I will tell you, um, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna get do you think Actors Anonymous are gonna come after me? They're gonna be like, "F you." Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a connection issue here. Hold on, let me just fix something really fast. They're gonna be like, "F you for, uh, coming after actors." Yeah, but, like, Craig is a conspiracy theorist. Like, think about how many conversations Craig and I could get into with Paige. I'll get into Paige's bed. You know, Paige does her in bed with Paige DeSorba. I'll get into Paige's bed and we'll talk conspiracies together. It could be the hottest threesome ever, and we don't even have to take off our clothes. Now, next, I'm going to talk about once again why I was mentioning my personal experience. Yesterday, I was obviously sharing a little bit more about my Judaism and just the experience of being a pop culture podcaster who's talking about something that shockingly is the unpopular American way. Well, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know actually, but it's just the people that are outspoken online and a lot of people in my space, a lot of colleagues of mine, I should say, like that work in this world feel very opposite than me in this way. So yesterday speaking out about it, I was left with such anxiety after the show. I was like, damn, I had a show about Diddy and about like all these other really great stories. And yet people are going to see this whole like spiel at the beginning of me being Jewish and about Israel, and they're going to immediately unfollow me and they're going to hate on me. And I just was like in my head about it for hours. And then I went last night to look at my comments and I was like, this is unreal. I got so many beautifully supportive comments. I didn't have to delete one comment. I didn't have to block anyone. It was all positive. And even those that said, I don't agree with everything, I still believe that you should be able to be proud to be who you are. I can't get over how meaningful that was. And if God forbid, I mean, if God willing, there's some sort of tide turning in the world's idea of what Israel is as a country and what who the Jews are, I will be so incredibly um grateful and excited and happy. And I believe that that hopefully is what that showed me. Or maybe I just have the best followers ever. Maybe the Daily Dose community is just literally the most incredible, tolerant, amazing community. And so for those that are here, I just appreciate you. And I can't tell you how important it is, to the point where I got emails last night. I got messages. I was like in tears over it. It was a big deal for me. So thank you so much for supporting. Okay, let's get into the show just because we've got some stories to cover. And, you know, we got to. But before we do, I want to switch gears and talk about sex. Just kidding. I want to talk about self pleasure with Craig. Listen, Dame.com is a sponsor of my show this week, and I would be remiss to not mention how important it is to pleasure yourself if you want self care to be part of your routine. Now, as busy moms, as busy dads, as busy ladies, like, you know, sisters, mothers, friends, aunts, we got to get some me time in there. There's a lot going on. And so, you know, we spend time getting our hair done and we spend time buying the right makeup and we spend time on our nails. But are we really spending time on us? And if you know what I mean, then I don't need to go further with it. Let's just say the obliterator from Nobody Wants This has nothing on the pleasure gap that Dame.com actually helps close. So we've seen enough catfishing. Hello, Mary and Cody Brown, to know one thing. You deserve the real deal. And that's why Dame is changing the game, making pleasure something you don't have to fake. From innovative vibes to personal care products, they're all about creating a world where wellness is a pleasure. No catfishing here, just pleasure that's built to deliver. So check out dame.com and use the code DAILYDOSE30 for 30% off your first purchase. Trust me, it's worth it. Now, Mark says he has a headache. And, Mark, every time I bring up sex, you say you have a headache. What's going on? Is it me? I will say, oh, wow, this is kind of exciting news. So anyway, back to Dame. Go to dame.com, get 30% off your toys, and have fun with yourself. And think of me the entire time. If you don't want to think of me, that's fine. Think of Adam Brody. Think of Craig Conover. Think of whoever floats your boat. Maybe it's Jenna Lyons. I don't know. Who is your person? That's who you think about while you enjoy your evening. Now, per TMZ, this is kind of breaking and fun. Michelle says that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives got a season 2 in absolutely zero surprise whatsoever. I personally believe that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reinvigorated Hulu. I heard from many people actually that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was a deciding factor if Hulu was going to continue developing unscripted shows for their network. And because of this show's success, they will, which is a really, really cool thing for anyone that works with Hulu. That Hulu has, of course, they've done a few different shows. Of course, they're behind the Kardashians and stuff, but I think they've probably spent so much money on shows like that you need to get that kind of, they need other people watching. So according to TMZ, Mom Talk will in fact survive for a season 2 at Hulu. This show did incredible. And I think it's a mostly social media based growth because social media is why we are all talking about it. Obviously, it was based on TikTok. It was started on TikTok, Mom Talk. And then everyone talked about it, literally word of mouth. I think so many people have watched this show just because people were talking about it. I also want to say something, and this may be a little controversial. I believe the success of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is largely based on timing because it was released during a gap period, not a pleasure gap. Calm down, Andrew. It was released during a gap period between highly popular Bravo shows. There really wasn't a lot to watch. Exactly when it was released, I think we just had OC. I don't even think Salt Lake City was out yet. No, it wasn't. We didn't have Salt Lake City. We just had OC. So if you wanted to get some sort of kind of like housewives type content, there was nothing else for you. And I think because of that, everyone was watching Mormon Wives in that weekend, which of course made it get so successful. Watch Buying Beverly Hills ends up on Hulu. You know, Mauricio's show that got canceled. It was the streamer's #1 unscripted premiere of the year. The cast begins filming the new season within the next week, as they should, since Dakota and Taylor are broken up. We're told the season 1 stars Taylor, Demi, Jen Affleck, even though she's not an Affleck, which is really surprising. I'm surprised she's coming back because I didn't think Jen Affleck was allowed to with her Cody Brown husband. Jesse, Layla, Macy, Michaela, and Whitney are all planning on coming back for season 2. When I tell you, I can't wait to get more Connor content. If you don't know who Connor is, he's Whitney's husband. I'll let you at it. Enjoy. Have fun with that. Michelle says, bring on the soda shops and the soft swinging, the hair extensions and the ketamine. It's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2. It was a fun watch. Did I think, and I've talked about this too so many times, did I think it was groundbreaking, insane, amazing? No, but it was perfectly timed and it was a perfect weekend watch, a weekend binge. So I'm happy that that's coming back, but I'm also really not surprised that it is, right? Okay, in another big story, Jax Taylor. Now this was released on Reddit of all places. And I got a DM from, sorry, let me just open it up. I got a DM from the Bravo babe. She sent it over to me. She's like, "What do you think?" I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but it's Jax's response to the divorce. And this is a divorce document that it is apparently real. Remember, Jax Taylor has blocked me. I am officially #blocked by Jax. So please do not hesitate to tell me if he speaks about this. I won't be able to see it. So in this document, you see Jason Couchy's name. You know what? Let me pull it up and we can look at it together. How about that? Or maybe that may be hard to do because I have to open up the whole page and everything. Okay. So it's Brittany Cartwright against Jason. The petitioner is Brittany Cartwright. Respondent is Jason Couchy. This was filed on September 26th, so it's about a week ago. This was actually filed. It says that their one child is Cruz Michael Couchy. He was born on April 12th, 2021. Jax is such an idiot. It says the period of residence was 2019 to present. His child lived there before he was born. Okay, whatever. Person child lived with Brittany Cartwright. Mother. Person child lived with Brittany and Jason. Okay, that's very confusing. The whole thing is very confusing. But in this document, it also says that their legal relationship was that they are married. And the request is for a dissolution. He's crossing shit off. Like he has no idea what he's doing. A dissolution of their marriage. And it also says that they were together on June 20th, 2019. They separated September 26th, 2024. And then he listed his minor child. And then he also is saying that the respondent contends that the parties never legally married or registered a domestic partnership. I think he read this wrong. I think he didn't have an attorney look over this with him and he didn't know what he was doing. He just said the date of marriage. We've seen him get married. He got married, right? Is that you don't get divorced unless you're legally married. Then it says he's requesting a divorce. He's saying that he wants the child custody and visitation, legal custody to go to Brittany, physical custody to go to Brittany. And then he's saying there's separate property home at a later time. They will figure that out. Their community property, he says there's no such assets or debts that I know of to be divided. And that is that. He has no attorney with him. It's literally just him signing this. And that is that. So in a strange experience, in a strange way, I think that he's trying to get Brittany to get legal and full custody. And the reason why is probably for money. There's got to be some sort of financial reason for this. And I don't know exactly. For those of you that have been divorced and have gone through this process, what is the benefit of giving up your full custody? Does that mean that you don't have to pay child support? I don't understand how in the world that makes sense. This is a man that says, I'm going to be an amazing ex-husband and I'm also going to be an amazing dad. And then you file and say that you don't want joint custody. You don't want joint physical or legal custody. What a dumbass. Now, Anna says, okay, so Anna, so this is a little confusing because Emily says the more custody he has, the less money he has to give. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. It's not like he's giving up the fact that he's a parent. He's saying, I don't want physical and legal custody. I want her to have it. But that really still does mean that because I don't take care of him at all under my watch, all my money goes to her. Like, she is gonna have to take tons of my money to take care of this child. So this is confusing. If he said we want joint custody, then it would cut his child support. So do you think this was just a mistake? Do you think he, like, did not fill this out correctly because, like, he was, like, hungover or something? None of this makes sense. Um, yeah, he's such a dumbass. He's saying that Cruz lived for 2 years before he was even born in a house. Obviously, he's just not smart, right? Is that what this is? Yeah, so someone said in the Reddit thread, "As a family law attorney, I am not at all shocked that Jax is proceeding without a lawyer and effed up this paperwork in every way possible." So that's what happened. He just completely messed up the paperwork. I don't wanna believe this to be true. Once you do something like this, can't you reverse your decisions? Can't you go back and say, like, "Oh, this was an accident. I didn't mean to do this. I actually do want partial custody." I imagine there's a way to do that because this seems very off brand for him, and I'll tell you why. Jax may not actually be a good person inside. I don't know. We're not here to judge him as a person, but he does want to be a forward facing good person. I think Jax is very, very intent on showing a side of him that is, you know, like professional and a good dad and like a great heart. So my guess in this is that this was just like a massive, massive mistake. That's my guess. I don't know. I don't know, but I truly believe between Brittany and Jax, I mean, sorry, I know that you guys don't want like ever say anything bad about Brittany, but I can't forget a lot of things that Brittany's done in the past. And I do believe that when you're standing up for your really, really horrible husband and boyfriend, even at the time, it's hard to support the person that allows the person to handle it. Like, I mean, to be that way. So, like in the Stassi book, she just released that book where she talked about what happened with Brittany and Jax in the wedding. Jax totally messed up that relationship. They sounded to have like it sounded like they were really close friends. And Jax totally messed up that relationship and Brittany just allowed for it to happen. Obviously, he cheated on her multiple times. Obviously, he was caught in lies, arrested for stealing sunglasses. Like through the years, we've seen it. When someone shows you who they are, you're supposed to believe it, right? I just learned last night during the debate that that's a Maya Angelou quote. I've heard that a million times. I didn't know that was Maya Angelou. So, I mean, unless one of the VP, candidates lied to me, but I think I remember him saying Maya Angelou. But the truth is, this guy has been a jerk and an idiot from day one. Brittany watched this show. She knew who he was before she started dating him, even though she says she doesn't. We have proof that she was a fan of Vanderpump Rules. Brittany is not like, I'm glad that she walked away from him and I'm happy for her. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily erase really ridiculous, enabling, awful behavior over the course of, the last 5, 6 years that they were married and even longer since they were together. So, it's hard for me to, like, absolve her of any sort of connection to that. I think if we're gonna look at someone like a Jen Affleck on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and kinda give her shit for the way that she handled or for the way that her husband treats her, and we look at her and we're like, "Be smarter than that, walk away from that," then why can't we do the same to, um, to Brittany, right? Okay. I just hope for Cruz, really, honestly, and I do think Brittany is a good parent. That I do believe she is. Okay. Let's see, what time is it? We can do a couple small stories, just a couple random stories that I saw. Kate Gosselin, you guys, you know my obsession with Kate Gosselin, and not with Kate, but like John and Kate plus 8. Like I grew up on this shit. Like this is the stuff that I was watching, when I was growing up on TLC. I don't even know what years. I mean, I was after college, but I loved John and Kate plus 8. It was like my comfort TV. Did any of you guys feel that? I just saw side note, sidebar. When I was a kid, but not like 3, when I was like 12 years old, I just remembered this the other day. I would sit at my kitchen table. We had like a little round glass table in like a little nook of our kitchen. I would sit there. We had a TV and I would watch Barney. When I was like going through puberty, when I was almost a teen, I would watch like preschool TV because it brought me a sense of comfort and safety in a time that felt very like, I guess, wild and crazy in my life. It was like during the riots, like 92, 93. I remember it so well. And I would watch Barney. So John and K plus 8 is like my version of that now. Those days of watching John and K plus 8 and the early Duggar days, it was so lovely. It was like, it was so happy, even though Kate was a raging bitch. It just put a smile on my face. Those cute kids, we had no idea what was happening, right? Well, obviously, recently there has been all this drama about her son coming out, Colin, who was saying he was zip tied in a basement allegedly. Hannah, another sister, also said that she was abusive. So now it's coming out that Kate Gosselin is hurting for money. And is she's still trying to get a new show years after John and Kate plus 8. Uh, um, Amid abuse claims from a strange son. Obviously, she's hurting for money. Like, where is she working? This person, this source says she doesn't date or socialize with friends. Even her nursing job that paid her a fraction of what she made on K plus 8 didn't pan out. She's still trying to get a new reality show, but doors aren't opening to her, especially now that she's been painted as a lunatic mom. Yeah, I mean, who is going to hire Kate Gosselin right now? The only thing I guess she could do is House of Villains, maybe? She would be good on House of Villains, maybe. Are we watching House of Villains this upcoming season? I just saw a trailer for it just today. I don't like Joel McHale. Joel McHale as the host is just like, I don't know. There's something about him that irks me. I've met him a couple times, and I'll just tell you that. Mm, we're getting Joel Kim Booster vibes. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of not nice. Kate Gosselin, good luck, my friend. Good luck, my friend. There's always a podcast. There's always OnlyFans. John and Kate, it should be Kate Gosselin's 8 fans, and then doing that. Okay, let's Diddy it up. Let's do a little Diddy. We'll touch on Diddy for just a moment. So, a couple new things have come out. Obviously, at the end of yesterday's show, we did definitely go into this breaking news that had just come out. There was a really, really damning press conference against P. Diddy by this attorney. His name is Anthony Busby, and he's out of Texas. And he's a high profile attorney that is saying, and he said in his press conference that there was 120, at least 120 new victims. The number could be even higher from surrounding states, I think from 25 states, 60 men, 60 women, and 25 of them were underage at the time. Horrible, obviously. Absolutely just beyond horrible. But in that same kind of world, a lot of people are you know, I think a little bit, I would say a little bit scared. A little bit scared about what could be coming out because there is a tape apparently that is being shopped around, according to a lawyer, that is so explicit, and it's involving Sean Diddy Combs and another A-list celebrity. Apparently, on this A-list celebrity is going to be even more shocking than Diddy. And it says that one of his accusers is saying that this video is being shopped around during a recent appearance on News Nation. This is one of the accusers. Her name is Ariel Mitchell Kidd. Claimed she was contacted regarding the sale of one of Diddy's tapes, which she declined. There already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, Mitchell Kidd told guest host Laura Ingle. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular, Ariel Mitchell Kidd is an attorney for one of the accuser. Just so I get that straight. I want to make sure that we know that she's an attorney, not actually someone that is accusing him. Um, it says one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became public knowledge, she continued. Mitchell Kidd claimed it was a catch and kill type of situation. However, she did not reveal the identity of the alleged participant. She says Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs. She's seen stills of the video, but not the whole thing. She says, I can verify that it exists, that it's real, and that the other person in the video is very visible. There's no question of if it's that person in the video. Apparently, according to this woman, she describes the alleged tape as being pornographic in nature, and claimed it was taken at Combs' home in Atlanta. However, the attorney claimed Diddy had a lot of hidden cameras in the home and alleged that the other famous partaker was potentially unaware they were being filmed. It does seem like the person isn't looking into the video. It doesn't seem like that person knows they were being videotaped. And it doesn't seem like they were an active participant in the videotaping. Okay. So Hollywood and anyone, because there are people that are involved that are walking amongst us or that we're seeing on the news in like other spinny type stories. I believe okay, there is a woman, her name is Molly McPherson. She's a PR expert and she's absolutely wonderful. We're friends. I met her on TikTok when I was covering Rachel Hollis stuff a couple years ago. She's been on my show. I love her. And she is a big proponent of the word distraction. Whenever someone is embroiled in any sort of PR mess, a celebrity of any sort of PR mess, i.e., Justin Timberlake with a DUI, what happens is usually a PR spin, meaning all of a sudden they're not quiet necessarily. They're loud, but about something completely different. Something happens to distract. So she said, if you are curious about what's happening, look for pieces of press or PR that will kind of, you know, jump out as a potential, I guess, distraction, like something big, right? So there's a couple different stories that have come out recently that have made me question this. Ashton Kutcher is one. Now, everything I say here is alleged. Everything I say here is personal, brainstorming and thinking of this. I believe that Ashton Kutcher is shaking in his pants right now. Do I believe he's in the video? Look, I don't know. I don't know. It could be him. It could be a million other people. But I do believe there's a connection. And I do believe it's not strange that all of a sudden the Mila Kunis moving out rumor comes out. And then all of a sudden they're being photographed at SoFi Stadium looking happy. And then all of a sudden we see their two kids who they have shielded from paparazzi forever. Forever. Interesting. No? Then I find out yesterday that Ashton Kutcher just gets hired on a new Ryan Murphy show. So there's a big press release on Deadline about the fact like, oh, look at that. Look at Ryan Murphy and Ashton Kutcher are working together. So that's a whole other story. Jay-Z, I told you guys a while ago that all of a sudden on the day that Diddy got arrested or the day after, there was like a big article about how Jay-Z wants to donate $12 million to Hell's Kitchen if they give him a license to open a certain kind of business there. And all of a sudden he's like this philanthropist. I'm not saying they are all connected, but I'm also not saying they're not. You know what I mean? Like it would be silly of us to not think that Jay-Z was somehow intertwined in Diddy. Like these two were literally together forever, right? Beyonce. There is a crazy theory going on right now online, and I hesitate to even talk about it. But just letting you guys know this is all theory. This is just all conspiracy theory. And this is my suggestion of feeling like, do I believe there's a connection? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do I know that it's confirmed? Absolutely not. But Beyonce's married to Jay-Z. And if you're married to someone, what did we just say about Brittany? You know who they are. For the most part, you have to know a little bit of who they are. Does she know all the details of everything he's ever done in his life? Absolutely not. But she's married to someone who, in my opinion, is probably up there in the list of people that have been involved in some shady, shady shit. Now, there is a very, very strong conspiracy theory out there about Aaliyah and Beyonce. This is the moment in the show where people out there that can't stand any conspiracy theories, I see, you can shut this down for a moment, or you can mute it. But there's also people out there who really, really enjoy this conversation. I am one. So we will continue to talk about it. Aaliyah died in a plane crash. What year was that? If you don't remember, Aaliyah was a very, very uh famous, beautiful, I don't even want to say up and coming. She was there. She was a star. She died on August 25th, 2001. She was 22 years old. Okay. She had a huge, huge career going and ahead of her. And she was killed in an airplane accident in the Bahamas, along with 8 other people on board. There was a big issue that the weight of this small plane was very heavy in the back, and etc. Now, I will tell you, there is no confirmation of this except for the fact that eyewitnesses have said that Aaliyah was not feeling well prior to getting on this plane. She was not pretty. I don't have my Iris Store helmet here, Michelle. Michelle says, at least if you're doing your conspiracy theory, wear the Iris Store helmet. I believe I'm talking about Iris Store again next week or something. So that helmet will come back out next week. Don't you worry. It's upstairs because we use it every night. Aaliyah allegedly had a very bad headache that day. She did not want to get on this plane. And multiple sources that worked at the airport had mentioned that she wasn't feeling good, had a headache, and someone gave her something to take for her headache. She then fell asleep. So much so that she couldn't walk herself onto the plane and had to be carried onto this plane. The plane went down, and unfortunately, everyone died. And according to reports, the pilot apparently, allegedly, had alcohol in his system. There is a connection with R. Kelly because she was with R. Kelly at the time. But I did hear something else. I did hear a theory that Aaliyah rejected Jay-Z, meaning Jay-Z was going after Aaliyah to date, to hook up with, to work together. Not really sure exactly what happened. When I heard this, okay, here we go. 1999, there we go. Jay-Z was dating Aaliyah in 1999, so 2 years before this. Oh my God, she got married to R. Kelly. She had an illegal marriage to R. Kelly when she was only 15 years old. I want just to put that out there for a second. Holy Patakis. In 2021, Damon Dash spilled some secrets about Aaliyah's relationship. Damon Dash is a record executive. There was a fling between Aaliyah and Jay-Z. The rapper apparently tried very hard to get her. In an interview with Page Six in 2009, this man, Damon Dash, said that everybody was trying to get to Aaliyah. He never pursued her as hard as Jay-Z did. The 99 Problems rapper, that's Jay-Z, was rumored to be dating her in 1999. They were 29 and 20, respectively. So she was 20, he was 29. But soon, Damon Dash won Aaliyah over, and her fling with Jay-Z never materialized, as he explained to the publication. There was a different version of this story also that says someone who worked at Rockefeller Records, his name is Choke No Joke, and that's really not a joke. His name is Choke No Joke, has a version of the story that says Damon went behind Jay-Z's back and went after Aaliyah. So Aaliyah was with Damon Dash and Jay-Z shared a house. They lived in a house together, and Aaliyah was dating Jay-Z, and then she started dating Damon Dash. Jay-Z, in my opinion, according to this article, says was dumped by Aaliyah. She started dating Damon Dash. And because of that, Jay-Z and Damon Dash had a huge rift. 2 years later, Aaliyah dies in this plane crash. And the theory is, did Aaliyah die so that Beyonce could rise? In another Jaguar Wright video, Jaguar is my Bible at this point, and I recognize that a lot of things she says may seem a little out of pocket. But Jaguar says, notice how so many people thank Beyonce in their speeches. Like when Lizzo won Best Album of the Year, she spent the entire time talking about Beyonce. Like, not really, but she spent a good portion of time. Of course, when Taylor Swift won and Kanye West went up there and grabbed the mic, and I did see a theory, which is so out of pocket that I don't even know if I can say, but that Kanye West was trying to protect Taylor by doing that. I don't believe that, but Adele also has done the same. Beyonce is, look, do I think Beyonce is talented and successful and incredible and all of those things? Yes, but it is a little strange. It's just all a little strange. Mark loves to call me out on my theories and tell me I'm ridiculous, but I will say, he says, that theory seems ridiculous. It was a plane crash. Did Beyonce do something to the plane? Did she drug the pilot? No, I don't think this is Beyonce's fault. I don't think Beyonce has anything to do with this one. But I think her man may have. These people were effed up. For anyone that is questioning right now theories and conspiracy theories, did you think that there was going to be 120 people that we've heard of, including 25 minors who were abused by Diddy and his people, that were literally left torn apart and drugged? I will believe anything at this point. I will believe anything. Sorry, Mark says he's not calling me ridiculous, but the theory seems ridiculous. I know, I get it. And I love the discourse. I love being able to go back and forth with you guys about this. Because I sometimes question my own brain, but also everything is not surprising anymore. Anyway, of course, I went to Beyonce's Instagram, and she has a new big Levi's deal. She's not saying a word about Diddy. Jay-Z is not saying a word about Diddy. These are people that they were besties with, family for 20 plus years. No word, no nothing. But she's coming out with a big Levi's ad, and she's showing it off in her videos, and the comments are wild. If you want to see the comments I'm going to show you what Beyonce's Instagram comments look like. Thank God I'm not big enough in this world of like podcasters, because she'll never hear about this, so we can talk about her. So Beyonce released this ad, this like pretty sexy, cute ad for Levi's. I'll show it to you really fast. This morning or yesterday, I don't remember. You call me pretty little thing, and wearing a cowboy hat, walking into a laundromat, taking off her jeans, wearing just a little booty shorts. Come be a sexy little thing. And then sitting down and kind of just reading a paper. Okay, cute, right? Very cute. First comment that gets 11,670 likes. We know who you really are, girl. 35,000 likes, anything but responding to the situation. 6,000 likes, don't like you no more. Et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of comments. We know everything. Can't believe the people from TikTok beat me here before us, and we were the obsessed ones. So I want to tell you something. I'm not alone in this belief, right? Like there is some sort of weirdness. It's giving Ashton and Danny Masterson vibes. It's giving like the right thing to do is come out and say, like, I am horrified over what my good friends did. I'm horrified over what this man was involved with. I had no idea. And I'm sick to my stomach. Like, that would be the normal reaction, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be the normal reaction if one of your very, very, very close friends all of a sudden you found out was involved with all this shit? I guess you can't say it because he's not been confirmed guilty, but something is just iffy and weird about it. So one question here from Microblow says, Microblue, not Microblow. Back to Dame.com. Microblue. Manette has a great question. Why did Lenny Kravitz offer Aaliyah another plane? Don't know that story. You guys have to tell me. You guys have to tell me exactly what you know and what about that. No, Aaliyah did not want to take that plane. She complained about it. She didn't want to go on that plane. That's what I heard. So, anyway, there's that. Jay-Z has his big distraction. Ashton has his big distraction. And I'm going to say something that pains me to talk about, but I will say it before we get into Beverly Hills because I've got to go soon and get my kids. In a video I saw over the weekend, there was someone who was what she calls herself a party favor. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look it up. I will not be showing you any of this content. It is disturbing beyond belief. This is a woman who's now over age and was talking about how she was a party favor along with many other underage kids. They would be put on a table at his parties, and the second the lights would go off, flashing lights and certain music by the DJ, it would become mayhem. One name that was mentioned by hers, I'm scared to say it out loud, is Denzel Washington. Of course, this is all alleged. When I tell you, I really wanted to cry when I saw that. I love Denzel Washington. So it's weird that today on page 6, one of the top stories was how Denzel Washington was seen confronting Sean Diddy Combs at a party and stormed out after a screaming match. It says Sean Diddy Combs once caught heat from Denzel Washington during a party. The actor allegedly confronted Sean Combs during an all-night affair he attended with his wife in 2003. Denzel screamed, "You don't respect anyone." The insider, who was reportedly close to the Oscar winner in early 2000s, claimed. It says he and Pauletta, that's his wife, had been partying until dawn, and they had seen something and stormed out, the source alleged. Denzel and Combs' reps have yet to respond to page 6's request for comments. Okay. Am I insane to think that this was put out by Denzel's people to show, yes, I was there, but I was disgusted by everything I saw? Just a thought. Let's move on to Real Housewives of New York. Now, before we go into Real Housewives of New York, we have to talk about Jenni Kayne. As you guys know, Jenni Kayne is the most beautiful clothes. They have elevated, gorgeous basics. They have their homes of these beautiful sweaters and cardigans as we enter fall. They're minimalist and refined, cozy cashmere sweaters, noteworthy accessories to elevated versions of all your everyday basics. I love Jenni Kayne. Jenni Kayne is one of those things that I look at online and I'm like, I want to be that. I want to look like that because everything just feels so clean and simple and beautiful. It's a California brand through and through, and their staples make getting dressed effortless. Think minimalist and refined with pieces like cozy cashmere sweater. Oh, I already said that. Sorry. And for a limited time, you guys, you will get 15% off your first order. Go to jennikayne.com and use the code DailyDose15 to get 15% off. Just remember, there's something that's really, really cute. They have these amazing home essentials. They have furniture. They have cozy pillows and throws. I mean, by Craig Conover, they have perfectly curated decor and the most incredible, beautifully smelling candles. I can tell you that honestly. Gorgeous, gorgeous. They have a rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. Go to find your new uniform at jennikayne.com. You'll get 15% off your first order when you use code DailyDose15 at checkout. That's 15% off your first order. JenniKayne.com. Promo code DailyDose15. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Thank you, Jenni Kayne. And let's get into RHONY. What were your thoughts on RHONY? I would love to hear what your thoughts were. I just can't believe Jeff Lewis. Jeff Lewis is always part of this. All roads lead to Jeff Lewis. I will say that until I'm blue in the face. I don't think he was at a Diddy party for some reason. But Jeff Lewis was so pivotal in last night's episode because he was a huge part of their fight. Now, I will tell you this. We have 2 new cast members. We have Rebecca Minkoff, who I could go without. Now, we do know that she is a Scientologist, so maybe I have preconceived notions about her, but she brought 0 to the table yesterday. It feels like we're just sticking her in because she has a name. I don't get why she's there. I think the cast is really big. I think it's a really big cast, and it's almost too big. Like, I don't think they needed Rebecca. I understand this, the other new girl, geez, is her name Raquel? I can't remember. She's also new. She's very eclectic. She's an artist, also later in life lesbian, and she is cool and motorcycle, she rides on a motorcycle with her girlfriend. I believe it's her girlfriend. I don't know if they're married actually. Maybe they are married. I can't remember. She's got, older kids. They had a lot of fun. And or they live a life of a lot of fun. Jenna Lyons, I'm going to probably get a lot of slack for this. I'm going to. Flack? Jenna Lyons is a little bit boring to me. Is that bad to say? I don't get it. I understand that she lives a life that's kind of cool with the fashion and with her, her cool apartment, and that she is now a lesbian, and she is yeah, she doesn't bring much to the show to me. I really don't. I think Raquel will be really interesting, and that could have kind of almost filled that character had Jenna not come back. Jenna, again, it feels very like Rebecca Minkoff, like we just wanted a name in the show. I don't know. I will say this, and this is off my first episode that I watched, but this is just just thoughts, quick thoughts. I went into last season with a very strong who I liked and who I didn't. But as of last night, I will tell you this. Jessel has shot up to the top. The way I like Jessel, I love her sense of humor. I love Pavitt. Bring me all the Pavitt content. at all times. I loved their scene going to this Chinese restaurant in the subway. I love how she's so self-aware that she has, a snotty attitude. I really, really, really like her. I really like Jessel this season already. Maybe I won't later. I believe that Sai became a little bit more likable in last night's episode, even though, she got into it at the end of the episode. But I like her also self-awareness saying, watching yourself back, like you realize who you are and what you've done wrong. And I wanted to like get therapy. Uba to me is always just coming in with joy. Like Uba, yes, she can kind of also be a little, mean sometimes, like all of the girls. But Uba to me is just bright and light, and I love watching her. I really do enjoy watching her. When I tell you oh, Aaron, I understand on the comments a lot of people were not happy with Aaron in last night's episode, and I would have to say if I didn't like Aaron outside of RHONY, I don't know if I would like her in last night's episode either, but clearly something's happening, and you can feel it and you can see it, and I'm dying to know why she's mad with Abe. I am dying to know what Abe did or what is going on in their marriage. Something is happening there, so I am dying to know what it was. But clearly, it's making for Erin to be a little bit colder than she normally is and a little bit more angry. And last night's episode, you really saw it. You felt like she was pissy kind of throughout the episode. And just go back to like when something's going on in your personal life, it's really hard to maintain like everything's fine. I will say that. The person whom I despise the most on this show, I know I'm going to get killed here, was Brynn. Brynn is impossible to like for me. I want to like her because she's so fun and cute and like stylish and gorgeous and sexy. And I can't stand her. If we were friends in real life, I would roll. I would, I wouldn't be able to be friends with her. I wouldn't be able to be friends with her. Everything is a joke. Everything is an innuendo. Everything is like, you can't write a character so annoying. Like she's trying to be the Samantha, but it's not coming off authentic in any way. Even when she was like, I'm not, number one, don't call me Satan. I'm Satan's fourth wife. Stop. It is wildly annoying. The way she tries to flirt her way out of everything, the way she tries to flirt her way to get anything she wants. This to me is maddening to watch. I can't handle it. I'm a hot single dog mom. Bye. I don't know. I can't. I'm really, really not into it. Plus, it seems to me like all she's doing is causing problems and like not good problems. She's literally telling people lies about what other people are saying and creating drama for them. They don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need a show based on hearsay again. This one said that, and this one said that, and this one said that. Because clearly what happened was, and we know Brynn and Uba get into the big fight, so I'm already team Uba for this one. No matter what happens this season, I feel like Uba's on the right side of history. Brynn is too much for me. Too much. Of course, we have like the major drama that happens is between, there's one moment where Brynn, and this was confusing. I'm not going to lie. This whole story was very confusing. But allegedly, Brynn and Aaron had a conversation about how Aaron had to put Jenna Lyons in a $250 Uber. Jenna didn't pay her back. And she said, as a joke, maybe something along the lines of she has money problems. Brynn then went and told Jenna and Jessel that Aaron said you're poor. Like you're struggling with money. You have no money. Aaron and um Aaron and what's it called? Oh, Aaron finds out about this, gets really upset, talks to Jenna about it, and she's like, I love Jenna. I would never say that about Jenna. And I do believe that Aaron and Jenna are actually really tight because they were last season. Like, we remember this. So if I said it, it was probably just a joke. And like, I mean, we all could say stuff like that, right? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that we had to give her a $250 Uber and she didn't even pay me back. Oh my God, she must be struggling with money. knowing damn well that Jenna Lyons is not struggling with money. None of those women are. Not one could be struggling with money and be on the show in the way that they are. Even Brynn, who has, from what we've seen, like the least bit of a business. I don't know what Brynn does. I really don't. And I still don't. Like, Brynn is so upset at Aaron in the show because of this one comment that had happened, of course, on Jeff Lewis. So a few months ago, and this is part of the reason why I really like Aaron, because I like her on Jeff Lewis. But Aaron was on Jeff Lewis a few months ago and mentioned, and Jeff had mentioned to Aaron, how do you think Brynn is so financially stable? Do you believe that someone is financially like helping her on the side? And Doug Buden kind of came in a little bit to say something along the lines of like, you mean like an arrangement? That's what Doug said. You mean like an arrangement? And Jeff goes, maybe. And Aaron goes, no, I don't know. Something like that. All of a sudden, that comment turned into Brynn being convinced that Aaron basically said, or Aaron and Jeff together said, Brynn sleeps with men for money. Okay, Big Papa, calm down. This is not what was said. This is what makes me crazy about these things, especially when they're on podcasts, especially when they're on video. You can't say something was said if it wasn't said. Just like the Tamara and Jen Pedranti and Ryan fight. Tamara was like, he said this. And then you go back and listen, and he never said that. So if it's on a podcast, like, we have to be able to, Brynn should know better to say, well, I wish you would have shut it down and said, no, there's definitely not an arrangement, which Aaron said, okay, and I apologize for that. But I never said or condoned an idea that you're sleeping with men for money. But also Brynn, and I'm just going to be 100% honest, like, Brynn, you cannot play both sides. You can't be like the sexy, ooh, and then be upset when people like make a joke. And it really was a joke. It's Jeff Lewis. Let's be freaking for real. That like you have guys on the side helping you out. Is it wrong? Yes. It's Jeff Lewis. He always goes across the line. He always goes above, like, goes too far. But this is what you're going to be so upset about, Brynn? Really? This? When you're basically like licking everyone's face? I don't know. It's annoying to me. It's like me doing a daily podcast here and then getting mad that you guys think I talk too much. This is what I do. I talk too much for a living. I get paid to talk too much. So I don't know. It's frustrating, I think. And it's hard for me to side with Brynn on this one. She also then threw out another rumor that Sai told her that she hates Jenna Lyons. And Sai is like, you MFer. I never did that. And then she also threw Sai under the bus again to say that um she said to Jessel something about how Jessel's husband, poor Pavitt, looked like a what was it? Finding Nemo character. Sorry, I hate to say it, but I absolutely love I love Pavitt. So like, don't F with Pavitt. Don't F with Pavitt. Anyway, so I don't love the back and forth and Brynn lying about everything. Yeah, Suki says her predation, is that a word? Towards lesbians annoys me. That's another thing. Does anyone find that weird that another girl comes into the mix, this Raquel, and Brynn's like, Jenna has competition. I'm like, Raquel's and fiance's right there. Why is it allowed that Brynn just can flirt with every single person constantly? I don't know. It drives me bananas. My big takeaway from this episode is we're going to get a lot more from Aaron, a much more serious season from her because she's dealing with the death of she's dealing with the illness of her mother, which I believe at this point in life, her mom is feeling good right now and is in remission. We're dealing with something going on with her and Abe. You also have to remember, and I'm just going to be honest, being Jewish, they were filming this in one of the hardest years ever of our lifetimes as Jews. And Erin is Israeli as well. Her family is Israeli. So her country was being attacked constantly as well. It's very, very hard to not let that affect your day to day. I do believe that's probably my ability to give her a little bit of slack. Because how many times did I come on here and struggle on this show over the last few months, right? Or over the last year. So, and I just have to do 1 hour, right? So imagine. I will say that. Everyone has stuff going on in their lives though. Everyone has hard lives and everyone is going through things, which is why we always have to give these housewives and these reality shows a little bit of slack if they're having a hard day, i.e. Shannon and Joel Kim Booster. Like, you give them a little bit of slack. So, okay. Let me think what else about last night's episode. Uba's talking about this man that she's dating who we've seen on her Instagram, but they didn't even show a picture of him yesterday, even though she was showing Rebecca Minkoff a picture of him. And then I got annoyed. I'm like, why is it that some people are just allowed not to share their personal lives? Like Jenna Lyons, we've got to meet her fiance, her now fiance, or now I think they're married. There's like some sort of rumor that they actually got married. But it's so weird. Like Jenna Lyons, we got to meet her then girlfriend's mother, who was adorable, by the way, but we're not meeting the girlfriend. And I believe that was part of the deal, that Jenna didn't want to share that. Then, of course, Uba, we don't get to meet anything or see her boyfriend, as far as I know. It's funny how some people can just like get away with not sharing their personal lives. So I believe that you guys are so funny. Josh says, is gay baiting a fishing reference? And Mark says, let's find out, Josh. Let me hook you up. Put this worm in your mouth. You're missing out if you're not reading the live chat during these shows. Okay. I thought it was a good episode. I was actually really into it. The dirty martini bit with Abe. I like Abe a lot. I like Erin's husband, Abe, a lot. And I felt really bad for him in that moment. He must have made a joke about being high on mushrooms when they were at Serendipity, when the kids were away from the table, and it sent her to another edge. Something happened with Abe. Abe lied about something, maybe. Abe either lied about something to her or kept something from her. And it really, really, she is in that place where nothing they do is right because you're so mad. So I think we will get more of an answer about that later. It will be a good season. Tonight we have Salt Lake City. I will be at Rosh Hashanah tonight. Also, but I will still come back tomorrow. I'll get a chance to watch it. And Love is Blind started today. I started episode 1 of the new season, and it's good, you guys. I'm halfway through. It's good. So we've got Love is Blind. We've got Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and we have Golden Bachelor today. What the hell? How are we going to make it through? And you guys, 600 of you here live. Did you like the video? Are you subscribing? If you are, thank you. Toda rabah. Okay, next members only. Let's do a members only. I was going to do it today, but there's absolutely no way I can because I have to cook all day. So let's do members only tomorrow. Let's do a members only that's here on YouTube. You can join the channel. We'll do it at like 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, something like that. Okay, you guys, I love you. I will talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye.